So, Shannon, did the Clippers show last night that they are actually better than the Lakers?
No, they didn't show that. They just they came out really aggressive, Skip, and I really thought the first quarter kind of doomed the Nuggets. Even though they fought their way back into the ball game, they're still missing a lot of shots, a lot of easy shots. The Nuggets make it hard. I mean, not the Nuggets. The Clippers make it hard on you because, you know, Paul George is on the wing. You got Pat Bev running around, and you got Kawhi is playing well. But I just thought the Nuggets, Skip, they just can't seem to find a rhythm for extended stretches. You know, they'll get hot. You score 12 points, and then the second quarter, they get hot, and then they go cold again. No one shot the ball well, the Nuggets or the Clippers. The Clippers was 42% from the floor. The Nuggets was 40%. The Clippers was awful from the three-point line, a little 29%, Skip. The Nuggets weren't much better at 33%. And that's why you see the score. The score was indicative of that, 96-85. But I think the thing is that Michael Porter Jr. touched on it last night, Skip. He's a guy that's a third scoring option. And he had it going in the first half, and then he comes out in the second half, and he only gets 2 shots. And he's like, yeah, we run the offense through Jokic, and Murray, gets a lot of touches. Skip, if you look at the Nuggets offense, it's a lot of dribble handoff. It's Jokic playing out of the post. He dribbled the ball, handed it off to Murray. Murray tries to make something. And so they're getting the lion's share of the shot. And they need to say, you're not going to beat them. Doc Rivers and that staff are too good to let 2 guys. You're going to have to get a third scoring option. And I thought last night Michael Porter Jr. was playing really, really well. And we touched on it yesterday. He's going to have to be a viable scoring option. Defense still needs to be a lot to be desired, but I think that Skip is back. And so we still don't know how well he's able to work out like he really wants to. But for me, Skip, look, we know what Kawhi is. He's a Finals MVP twice over for a reason. He's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, although I don't believe he's still of that caliber. He's still a very, very good defender. But as a team, they got so many different options. I mean, Trez is starting to round back into shape. Lou Will is starting to look like Lou Will of old. So for me, Skip, look, they won the ball game. They had, 5, 6 guys in double figures. But I don't know if it's all that to do with maybe the moment of the Nuggets being in this situation because they came from 3-1 down. Maybe it's the moment. But I wasn't overly impressed. I was impressed with Kawhi. Still didn't shoot 50% from the floor. My guy shooting 58% from the floor in the playoff. But that's neither here nor there. That's not today.
I didn't get that stat.
Hold on.
I got your guy in the playoffs 48% from the floor.
Oh, go.
Yeah. No, the phony goat.
No, don't do that.
48.
Don't
I got it right here.
Well, it's not true.
I got Kawhi 52% from the floor in the playoffs and LeBron 48%. 58.
But anyway, Skip, Skip, we're not gonna do this now. We're not talking about LeBron.
We're about to. Somebody's about to. There's somebody on this side of the table.
Kawhi did a little bit of everything yesterday. Rebound, score, facilitate, play defense, one of them kind of blocks that you don't like. The most sneaky kind up from behind. You don't like those kind of blocks, right, Skip?
I don't.
Okay. I was just saying. But, Skip, it's the Nuggets. And give the Clippers credit. They won the ball game. But I don't know if they think that the way they played against Utah was going to get it done against the Clips, because it won't. You're going to have to move the ball, and you're going to have to trust other people. Gary Harris Jr. was in foul trouble last night. But, Skip, they got nothing. Jeremy Grant didn't give him anything. Paul Millsap didn't give him anything. And I don't know with 2 guys you're going to be able to beat the Clippers unless you got our 2 guys.
So are you sure you're not starting to get a little queasy over there about how good the Clippers are starting to round into form?
Skip, they scored 96 points.
Yeah.
96.
Wait a second. What did the other team score?
85.
85 points for the explosive Denver Nuggets? Are you kidding me?
Oh, my.
Are you kidding me? Do you realize that 85 was a season low for the Nuggets in the regular season?
Yeah, we do that. We do that. Have you seen what we've been doing to the Rockets? Have you? So let me ask you a question. Who do you think is more explosive, the Rockets or the Nuggets?
I'd say that's about a coin toss right there.
Really, Skip?
Did you see what Jamal Murray did to Utah? Formerly a really good defensive team and had its moments in that series.
Okay, I give you Jamal Murray. I give you James Harden. Who you want?
I'll take James Harden.
I bet you would.
But Jokic is
good.
Best offensive big man there is.
He is.
Right?
And what about Russ?
Okay, you taking Gobert or Jokic? Right? Okay.
Gobert gone. Gobert is gone.
My turn?
Yes, your turn.
Thank you. What you saw last night should horrify you, because that team is just better than your team. that team is mentally and physically tougher on the defensive side of the ball. That team, when it decides to, can absolutely suffocate anybody, including LeBron and AD and company.
Really, Skip?
When they decide, did you see what they did in the first quarter? I knew they were going to do this because it's all about them watching the Lakers. The Lakers managed to survive thanks to Rondo. Their game 3, they're up 2-1. And the Clippers, starting with Kawhi Leonard, said, watch this Lakers. And they came out in the first quarter. Do you see what the Nuggets scored in the first quarter?
Yes,
they scored a grand total of 12 points.
Yeah,
their season low in a first quarter.
Yeah, that doomed them.
I was just like, what? It was absolute annihilation, suffocation on defense. Kawhi, Paul George, everybody else just saying, no, you can't do this tonight. We're going to take you away. We're going to get up into you, Jamal Murray, like you've never been gotten up into. We're going to fight through the picks. It's going to be all pick and roll, you and Jokic, and you're going to not be able to find a crack anywhere. And they're like, what? And they're trying to throw it around the perimeter, and shot clock violations are going off. They had 3 of those last night.
They did.
So you start with the defensive end, but I want everybody to also focus on this. In these playoffs so far, the number 1 scoring team in the playoffs is that team you saw last night, not the night before. The Clippers are number 1 in scoring and number 1 in field goal percentage as a team. Now, the Lakers are close. They're number 2 in score. They're second in both, actually. Okay? But I'm just saying, everybody thinks of kind of the new Showtime Lakers, LeBron and AD. This is the real Showtime, is the team that lives in the basement at Staples.
Oh, my goodness.
It's more Showtime than Showtime is.
No, it's not.
And you look at even defensively in points allowed, the Lakers have been really good. They're 5th in the playoffs. I'm sorry, the Clippers are 5th, and the Lakers are 8th in points allowed in the playoffs. So the Lakers have been better than I thought they were going to be. But the Clippers, when they decide, the problem with the Clippers is, are we there yet? All they care about is your team. They are waiting for your team. So we saw, again, in microcosm, a little blip of it last night. They hold Denver to 12 in the first quarter, and then what happened? Foot off gas. Are we there yet? Yeah, we're there yet. We got these guys. And Michael Porter Jr. goes off in the second quarter, and Shannon's up there dancing. And
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm
real
feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Let me have a little sip. Let me have a little sip.
I'm feeling good.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, because Michael Porter scores 12 points. I think he made 4 threes, or he scored 12.
Yeah.
And it seemed like he made 4 threes in the second quarter. And then what happened in the second half to Michael Porter Jr.? He scored zilch.
Yeah, but he only took 2 shots.
Okay, and he took a shot at his coach and his team after the game that will not play well in that locker room.
He's not going to do well.
Because he's a young player. He's a first-timer.
He doesn't get how this thing goes.
Well, they didn't run any plays for me. Well, that may be true, but you can't say that publicly.
Correct.
Right?
That's something you go to Coach Malone behind closed doors to talk about.
You could go to Jokic if you want to and say, hey, help me out here. Just try to get me something over here. I'm just over on the wing. I'm like, see me?
Right.
And obviously in the second quarter, they started to move the ball around the perimeter, and he'd be open
wide
on the
open
edge.
three.
Yeah, okay, I got this. And I did think, these guys are explosive because they have a bunch of good three-point shooters, and Jokic can light it up if you let him get hot and get in some kind of funky rhythm that he has, sort of awkward rhythm that he has, or as Doc called it, goofy rhythm, because when he gets in that crazy Euro rhythm of his, it's just hard to stop it. So they just clamped down in the third quarter and even more in the fourth quarter when they held them to 22. And I just sat back, as I usually do after a Clippers game, in awe of the firepower they have on both sides of the court. They all, like, as Chris Broussard always says on the show, they got a bunch of dogs on that team, and they will come out and bite. This dog bites.
What's good? When we talked about it, the thing is that the Clippers, they're going to, like, the first and the third quarter is where they try to take your will. Because you try to start the game, and so we try to take it, and then right out of the half, we try to take your soul. And if you see, that's what happened last night. They opened the game up. They took it in the first. Okay, the Nuggets worked their way back in it. So the Nuggets are feeling good. Man, we clawed our way back into the ball game. Okay, the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and the Clippers are like, stop playing. Y'all don't belong here. Skip, maybe the moment is too big. I mean, maybe the moment for the Nuggets right now at this moment. Because like you said, they are a good team. They got good pieces. You look at Jokic, you look at Murray, Gary Harris Jr. Can score the basketball. Michael Porter Jr. needs more. He needs more opportunities. He played, what did he play last night? He played 33 minutes. That's plenty of time. But he needs more opportunities, Skip. He only had 8 shots. 2 came in the second half. He was 0 for 2, so he was 5 or 8 overall. So that tells you he's not getting enough opportunities because he can help some of the scoring load, take some of the scoring load off of Murray, off Jokic. But when you just dribble handoff between 2 guys, the Clippers are not going to let you beat them. Not like that. Not like that. And Murray, look, Kawhi is much taller. Kawhi is, what, 6'8"? Paul George, 6'7". So they have a decided height advantage over Murray. So it's kind of hard for him to shoot the ball over them without it being contested. So, and you notice they were close last night. They did a better job of staying in front of him and not letting him get to the rack because they thought, I mean, Murray, when they won that game, game 2, Murray was getting to the rack. Murray was doing what he kind of wanted to do, taking from Doncic, seeing how he got to the basket. But, Skip, I'm not going to overreact. And that's the one mistake I think a lot of teams make. Man, you see how they did that team? If they did that team like that, they can do your team, do this thing. No, that's not how it works. Because they still ain't got no. First of all, you see what Jokic doing? Okay, if Jokic is doing that, what they going to do with AD?
You know, Big Zoo is playing big right now.
He playing big. He can't do nothing.
He used to be a Laker, and the Lakers gave him away to the Clippers?
They gave Sweet Lou away, too.
They did. The kind of around the horn they did. He came all the way around. All right, I got a little-known fact for you.
What is that?
You ready for this?
Yep.
Only 2 men in playoff history in the National Basketball Association have played a playoff game in which they led both teams on the floor in points and rebounds and assists and steals and blocks. Only 2 men in history have done that. One of them happened last night.
No, don't get to the guy that does it first. The first man to walk on the...
Kawhi Leonard did that last night. He led all players in all categories across the board. It is hard to do. The other man is your man. LeBron James has actually done it twice in the playoffs. I give you that. But this man is arriving not right before your very eyes, kind of under your very eyes because nobody notices. He is the silent assassin. The problem is he is a dynamic player who doesn't play dynamically. He doesn't act dynamically. There's nothing sensational. It's all subtle. There are no highlights from Kawhi Leonard except for the middle finger dunk. But in general, it's just a bunch of mid-range jumpers and a bunch of subtle stat builders where he is taking over the game, as I tried to show you in game 3, where he shot the ball poorly and just took it over in the fourth quarter in every other way, shape, and form.
So, in other words, he like the term you like to use is stuff in the stat sheet, right?
Okay, but that's with points, rebounds, and assists. He's the subtle. His is steals. So, guess who right now is second in the playoffs in steals with 23? That man, Kawhi Leonard. Your guy has 11, not bad. Guess who? Your guy has 10 blocks because he had 4 in one quarter 2 nights ago. My guy already has 9 blocks, so it's only 10-9 in playoff blocks.
Hold on. Woo. But your guys played hold on. Your guys played 2 more games than me.
Yep, that's true.
2 more games.
But who thinks of Kawhi Leonard as a shot blocker?
My guy ain't no shot blocker. My guy ain't Mark Eaton of Manute Bowl.
So my guy is averaging in the playoffs 29 a game. Your guy's pretty good. He's 28.
Oh.
My guy's, I told you, 52%. Your guy's 48%. Not bad, but not my guy. My guy has been very cold from 3 because he had a 1 for 7 and a 1 for 6.
Okay, so what's the 3-point percentage?
41% for your guy, which is off the charts.
And off the charts. We've done that before.
It's rare.
We've done it before.
It won't last.
It won't last.
Have we done? What did you tell me the other day? If he makes a couple early, he's going to be trying one and trying another one. Heat check.
Almighty. But we've shot 40% from the 3-point range before, Skip. So what's your guy shooting?
29%.
Is that good?
Last night he hit 2 big ones.
That might be lower than Lonzo Ball.
But then we get to the free throw line, and my guy's, as usual, 85%, and your guy, as usual, is way down there at 71%.
Hold on, Skip. Your guy in the regular season was 88. My guy in the regular season was 69. So my guy bumped it up.
Oh, impressive. The point is that my guy very subtly, without beating his chest the way another guy I know does, without mean mugging after he makes a shot or a dunk the way somebody else across the table does.
What do you do?
Where's your doll today? You got a Kawhi doll
You'll see it tomorrow.
Okay.
You'll see it tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Against the Rockets without Daniel House.
Oh, Skip, I'm not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
I am not going to let you talk about the Rockets without Daniel House. Well, he should have stayed in the house instead of where he was in the house. That was the problem. But he's in the house with somebody he should have probably been in the house with. But that's neither here nor there. Skip, stop trying to. You keep talking about. You see what you did there? You said only 2 guys have ever led both teams in this, and this. And then you don't do that, Skip. You don't say there have been 2 men that walk on the moon, and then you go to the guy that did it second. You talk about Neil Armstrong, he did it first. You don't say there have been several men that broke the 4-minute mile barrier. You go Roger Bannister first because he did it first. The first man to scale Mount Everest, Edmund Hillary. You go him first. What you do, you go to the second guy. My guy led an entire series in every statistical category for 7 games against the.
Wait a second. Your guy is old. My guy is entering his prime.
I can't tell.
Wow.
20. Oh, he's 35 and averaging 28, 9, and 8. That's old. But I tell you what, there are a lot of people want to be that age. If you're going to do like that, if you're going to play like that, go James, then when can I be 35?
He did it first because he had the first opportunity to do it.
Hold on.
Yep.
Bird, Magic, Michael. You mean to tell me Michael ain't never did that? What?
Wait, it's over now. LeBron's the GOAT.
No, there you go. No. You keep telling me LeBron had an opportunity to do it first. Man, they've been playing finals games since the 50s. So there have been several guys that had an opportunity. I'm surprised it's not somebody like Wilt. I would have thought Wilt would have had a better opportunity, but you got to realize, Skip, block was not an official stat until the early 70s. So we can understand why Russell or some of these other guys didn't have an opportunity to do it. But moving forward, there is Kareem and there's Magic, there's Bird, there's Michael, there's Kobe. So there have been other guys that had opportunities. My guy did it, and my guy's done it more than once.
My guy is taking over games in more ways than your guy. My guy is actually a more dynamic player right now than your guy.
Stop playing, Skip.
No, I'm going to start playing because my guy gets double-teamed every time down the floor. Watch their offense. It actually starts to horrify me. I'm like, you guys, you're not going to survive this way. They just say, Kawhi, you do it. And he initiates every play, every offense that gets 2. Watch it. Tell me I'm not right about this. He'll take his time. He'll be patient. He'll split the double team, and all of a sudden, all hell is going to break loose everywhere. And as Doc said the other day, I didn't realize this until I got to coach him. He is an elite passer. He is elite. He doesn't try to be LeBron. He doesn't try to distribute the way LeBron does.
He can't.
But he shreds defenses subtly because he will create against 2 every time. Every time down, Denver said, no, you can't do this, Kawhi. And he would create a 12-foot jump shot, and they're just like automatic. They're like free throws.
You do realize that the reason why you don't trap LeBron James is because he's not a good passer. He's an exemplary passer.
He is.
And so, did you see that pass that he hit?
They don't fear LeBron splitting a double team and shooting a 12-foot jump shot because he ain't got that.
You know why you can Skip? He ain't gonna shoot no 12-foot jump shot. He gonna split the double team and dunk on your head. Ask Russ. Russ.
I wish I could see that more often because I don't see that enough.
Did you see it? Did you see it the other night? Did you see what he did the other night?
Yep. Have you ever
Your guy scored 30 in 38 minutes. My guy had 29 at the half and chilled.
Have you ever seen a mid-range deadlier game than this guy has? Oh yeah, I saw it once. Yeah. Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
My guy did that 29 and chill on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what my guy did.
Wow.
29 and chill at the half. Your guy had 30 for a game. My guy had 29 and a half and said, AD, take this thing over.
Oh, did he? And AD scored 2 in the fourth quarter. Way to go, AD.
AD had 10 and 8
Only one man took that game over, and his name is Rajon Rondo.
Don't do that, Skip.
Rondo, playoff Rondo, emerged and saved your day.
Skip. See, unlike you, I will give credit when credit's due.
I always give credit.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I say LeBron's still the best passer in basketball. I say it every time. Greatest freight trainer to the basket ever.
See, that's like saying Pat Mahomes is the best passer in football.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.